Come, let us explore how your resistance to vulnerability destroys mindfulness. As we go through life, life is a lot like sailing. Days of yore, before GPS and even before compasses, sailors navigated by astronomy. They'd follow the North Star, or at least use the North Star to orient themselves. As humans, our metaphoric North Star is typically one of two. It is our amygdala, the seat of fear and aggression, or it is our anterior cingulate gyrus, the seat of empathy. When we are guided by empathy, not feeling, this is the difference between feeling an emotion and being guided by it. So we're talking about guidance here. When we are guided by empathy, it changes us, it molds us, it makes us flexible, loving, rational, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind, which most people would agree is pretty awesome. When we are led by fear, it makes us rigid, of course fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. And it is from this worldview that we become defensive. We try to protect ourselves. And it is this worldview that often infects our spiritual practice, causing us to rely upon the front of our brain, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, to analyze, the medial prefrontal cortex to actively focus. And we focus on nothing or on one thing to the exclusion of other things in an effort to protect ourselves. Protect ourselves from what? Protect ourselves from the ugly, the discordant, the painful, the disgusting, the foul, to protect ourselves from pain and the like. The dark irony is that the path of rigidity, that path of self-protection, in the long term, multiplies the ugliness and pain and dissatisfaction that life can deal us. In a manner profoundly counterintuitive. Well, let me jump back for a second. Fortunately, neither our amygdala nor our prefrontal cortex constitute the entirety of our central nervous system. Consider, if you will, our spinal cord. Every time we inhale, we have evolved to automatically access the middle bit of our spinal cord, described as the nexus of our sympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to help us to notice in a very special way, to help us to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. We have evolved to vulnerably notice mind's antics of perception, sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like, including the full spectrum, the entire spectrum of human emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings, without picking and choosing, without hiding, being completely vulnerable to all manner of phenomena, from the external to the internal, from the physical to the mental, from the pleasurable to the painful, from the interesting to the boring, from the glorious to the grotesque. Not only could we ask, what are we to do with all that which we notice? The question hiding behind that question is, what do we do with all life's vicissitudes, all life's ugliness, all life's pains? What do we do with them? Every time we exhale, we have evolved to automatically access the end bits of our spinal cord, kind of like bookends on a shelf. The fancy name for this set of regions would be the nexus of our parasympathetic nervous system. And it has evolved to help us to physically relax and mentally release to such a degree that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, and even less defining. On one hand, vulnerability is the price of mindfulness. But on the other hand, vulnerability is the key that unlocks the door to our autonomic nervous system, which is the key to allowing life's ugliness, life's pains to roll off our back like water off a duck. Does that mean we won't notice ugliness? Does that mean we won't notice the pain? Oh, no, we'll notice it. We'll notice it possibly with greater detail because we've enhanced our perceptual acuity. But we're able to process it. One of the really cool things about passively cooperating with both aspects of our autonomic nervous system is that doing so not only calms the cowardice and crankiness and competition, and cruelty of our amygdala, but it gently stimulates our anterior cingulate gyrus, which functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy, the root of compassion and love. Vulnerability is our admission to the Buddha's Eightfold Path, a path that can be mastered in as little as a week. Having completed our opening lesson, let us now shift gears. It is Ahsoka Tano Thursday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. After about 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Dzogchen Sunday Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus so that I could spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I could become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. For the remainder of this evening's live stream, let's chant and let's alternate between chanting and meditating. Together. Let us make the most of this precious opportunity. by vulnerably noticing interdependent stress and exploring its impermanence. 2 more times. Let us make the most of this precious opportunity by vulnerably noticing interdependent stress and exploring its impermanence. Let us make the most of this precious opportunity by vulnerably noticing interdependent stress and exploring its impermanence. In view of the fact that a life squandered in greed and competitiveness leads neither to peace nor fulfillment, let us chant. All I have in grave I give to all. All I have in grave I give to all. All I have in grave I give to all. We come to our Tikli energy work, the first of 2, where we begin by calling the Lama from afar, known as Lama Khyentse in Tibet. It is not our job to believe nor visualize. If all we do is play with these words, that is enough. Lama, come to this crown. Lama, come to this crown. Lama, come to this crown. It is good to have a hat to hang our hat on. The easiest way to practice mindfulness, which is merely noticing mind's antics, is to silently and mentally recite the verb watch each time we feel air enter our nose. The easiest way to practice meditation, which is simply relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature, is for us to silently and mentally recite the verb rest each time we feel air exit our nostrils. Now, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist philosophy or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about every 5 minutes or so. Additionally, if you, like me, are prone to arthritis, you may wish to gently adjust your legs every 15 minutes or so. Let let us chant an explanation of this 10-syllable mantra. O Mama Shatara, the swift and courageous, who drive away all fears with Tutare. Heroine fulfilling all aims with duty, with a suitable Soha, may all be as beneficial as you. So we've practiced the tikle of channels, ones, and drops, or energy work. We practiced the trekcho of mindfulness and meditation. Now we practice toka, simply leaping over pride's circumstantial obscurations to omniscience. Please chant with me. As we relax into our exhalation, circumstances or lots that we saw during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable or avoiders or Buddhas, real or imagined, paradise, pure land, or vati of light. So now we're going to silently and mentally recite a 6-syllable synopsis. During our inhalation, we recite the top line. During the exhalation, we silently and mentally recite the bottom line. During the inhalation, we repeat the 6-syllable synopsis silently and mentally. During the exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while chanting this 10-syllable mantra. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha. Together. As we relax into our exhalation, the body or form that we felt during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable or void as an archetype of enlightenment or yidam of light. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. As we relax into our exhalation, all the communication that we heard during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable or void as a Buddha's real or imagined speech or horizontal mantra rosary of light. Om Tare Du Nare Du Re Soha. 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 As we relax into our exhalation, all perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, or imagination that we noticed during or previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable or void as a Buddha's real or imagined seed syllable Tamo Bija of light. Om Tare Du Nare Du Re Suha. 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 We come to our second of two tikles, or energy works. This is known as blending with the teacher's mind, or Lama Naljor. Once again, we neither visualize nor believe. All we do is simply play with these words. Excuse me. Lama blend with this mind. Lama blend with this mind. Lama blend with this mind. The most efficient way for us to practice the mindfulness, which is simply noticing mind's antics, is for us to silently and mentally recite the verb watch every time we feel our chest swell with breath. The most efficient way for us to practice the meditation, which is simply relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature, is for us to silently and mentally recite the verb rest each time we feel our chest seem to sink as we exhale. Remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation or philosophy, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about once every 5 minutes or so. Let us leap over jealousy's mental obscurations to omniscience. May all minds of all beings now be as joyfully enlightened as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a bija one syllable seed mantra tam or clay drop. So what follows is a 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted. During our inhalation, we can recite the first bit. During our exhalation, we can recite the second bit. There is no need to visualize or believe. We're simply playing with words. During our inhalation, we silently and mentally recite the 6-syllable synopsis. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while chanting the 10-syllable mantra. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Together. May all relationships, communication, or speech of all beings now be as peacefully loving as a real or imagined Buddha speech or communication symbolized by this horizontal 10-syllable mantra. Om Tare Du Nare Nu Re Soha. 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 May all bodies or forms of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddha's statuary of the blissful body of a Devi or Yadama archetype of enlightenment such as Green Tara. Om Tare Du Nare Nu Re Soha. 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 We come to this evening's final mantra meditation together. May all circumstances, all lots of all beings now have this safety, good fortune, or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or vati. We now silently and mentally recite the 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted. Om Tare Du Dare Du Re Soha. 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 In our compassion, may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of ever. Hating, craving, and clinging, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. In our pragmatism, may our liberation of all others be fueled by following the Buddha's example, applying his instructions, and cooperating with his students. Described by the metaphor of the three wish-fulfilling jewels. Having sat for the better part of an hour, you might find it invigorating to join me for 3 Buddha bows as we conversationally recite a 8-syllable, an 8-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted. Oh boy. That'll work. Okay. May we free all through the three jewels. May we free all through the three jewels. May we free all through the three jewels. Together let us conclude by chanting the wishes for the preservation of the Buddha's teachings. May each meditation teacher truly understand the Buddha's teachings and practice master as well as teach him generously, lovingly, and wisely in a manner of centered spontaneity. May each meditation teacher spontaneously receive generous patrons, enthusiastic students, as well as devoted apprentices. And thus may many Dharma centers be successfully planted, nurtured, and supported. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In about 11 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's morning meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.